In this video, I want to break down how to achieve YouTube monetization. As a beginner, I'm not going to waste your time. Let's jump into it. As always, I have my phone with my notes organized because y'all know I have a tendency to ramble. However, when it comes to any goal, you want to make sure you kind of put things together and get an understanding of how to reach the goal so that way we can get there efficiently. All right, so let's move into the first one. Let's talk about the requirements. YouTube requirements. You got to get 1,000 subscribers. You got to get 4K watch hours. And for my shorts creators, you got to get 10 million views within a 90-day period. Now, when it comes to these things, you got to get understanding. You already have your channel created. You already have a well laid out description homepage with your banner, your description. You picked out a name. You got everything going. Now you have to say to yourself, do I want to make this a hobby? Do I want to take it serious? Do I want to do things just for fun? But once you ask yourself and you answer those questions, you can decide to yourself how quickly you're going to get there. With any goal, you have to make a plan or you plan to fail. You got to say to yourself, I want to do this in this amount of time, that amount of time, if I'm going to take it serious, if I'm going to even be consistent to even achieve the goal. Once you decide that you're going to do that, sky's the limit. When I first started creating on YouTube, I was like, yo, I'm going to be consistent. In my first year, let me tell you something. My first year, let me open up this window because it's getting a little hot. In my first year, I decided to myself, I'm going to create every single chance that I got. So what ended up happening, I ended up making like 200 videos in 1 year, which is insane because there's 365 days in a year. You don't have to go to that extreme level. However, you got to be serious about how you want to do it. You know, take a deep breath, take a pen and paper and give yourself some time to kind of lay out the foreground on how you want to reach monetization. Once you do that, forget it. You can achieve anything. You want to do it in 2 months. You want to do it in 3 months. You want to do it in 2 weeks? Be my guest. It is doable. I had one video that popped off. Then I had a couple of videos that popped off. But in the beginning, to be honest, it took time. I said this, I'll tell you this. It is simple, but it is not easy. Don't let anybody tell you any different, because that is not the case. All right, let's move on to the next part because there's a lot to unpack. Let's move on to the next part. Like the next one is, how are you going to hit those 1,000 subscribers and 4K watch hours? You got to ask yourself, how are you going to hit it faster? Let's be honest. That's the part. That's literally what it is. You got to, like I said, pick a niche, stick to it. If you're going to talk about cars, you're going to talk about technology, you're going to talk about cameras, you want to talk about finance. There are so many options out here. But like I said in my previous video, you gotta say to yourself, what am I passionate about? Bring that passion. What do you want to do? Because let me tell you something. This is a grind. As I said before, it is not easy, but it is simple. It is literally simple steps and strategy and consistency that will get you through this. Once you decide that, you got to optimize. Let's move on to that. This is a big part. So I got to make sure I keep it together. You got to optimize your titles and your thumbnails first. Once you have the niche, you know, obviously, let's be realistic. You already got videos going. You got the niche. You got what you want to talk about. You're kind of on your way. But think about the titles and the thumbnails as a business. The thumbnail is the building, the awning, the lighting, the doors, the windows, how clean they are. And that title is the name of your awning. What are you talking about? How to get people in the door. Those are a combo effect. You got to be able to say to yourself, I'm going to optimize these titles and these thumbnails. So that way I can get more door swings. How I'm going to get people in the door. Think of it that way. And if you tie all that together, that's how you're going to get more watch hours, the subscribers. You'll get people to walk in the door. The trick is to hear me out, to get these people to come back. Because you can sell somebody, Starbucks can sell coffee. You can sell coffee anywhere, but it makes people, to get people to come back to buy that coffee, can't even talk. Get that cup of coffee every single day, that 9 a.m., that 10 a.m. You want to get those repeat visitors. That's the importance. And that's keeping those windows clean, getting those, hear me out, keeping those windows clean, keeping that awning clean, and that's your titles and your thumbnails, keeping those clickable and searchable, right? I don't want to get too much in the weeds of that, but those are important. Focus on those things first. Focus on those things first. Next thing, I did talk about this in a previous step. Pick a consistent schedule. You want to post Monday, Wednesday, Thursday. You want to post Monday through Friday. You want to post on every single day. I went crazy. In some points, I was posting as much as I can. I said to myself, I'm going to do this as often as I can to reach my goal quicker. And you got to decide that. And once you decide that, I talk about this in every video, you gotta tell those people that come into the door that you're going to do that every single day, or once a week, twice a week, whenever you can. But you got to be discerning on how you want to achieve that goal. Be realistic, because that's how you're going to get those watch hours from those repeat visitors. All right, let's keep it moving. Now, if you wanted to do like shorts, I have nothing against shorts. Doing shorts can help you bring more attention to your channel. You solve a problem, you create a unique twist to something that's already done. Using shorts can be like a carousel to get people to come to the business when you're not making videos. So if you take a piece of your video, or you take a snippet of your video, or a part that kind of gets people compelled to watch the video, link that video to the short. Now, in this process, while you're doing all this, you want to, and be careful, because this is a double-edged sword. You want to utilize YouTube Studio. You want to check your analytics. You want to see what people are liking. You want to see what they're resonating with. You want to see what the audience wants, right? Because at the end of the day, in this part of your growth, you have to be able to pivot. Let's say I like DJI cameras. Let's say, for instance, I was talking about coffee, but then I did a video about the DJI Osmo Pocket 3, and people really liked that video. I'm going to say to myself, I'm going to lean away from the coffee, and I'm going to talk about the Pocket 3 because I enjoy that. And the viewership is around that, and people like that. Those cameras are popular. I had the Pocket 3 for almost 2 years, or even longer. I don't even remember. I had it for so long. It's the only camera I've been using. And I just love the camera. Everybody loves it. So once you see that trend, use YouTube Studio to figure out what videos they're watching, how are they staying around, how long are they sticking around after they click, things like that. YouTube Studio is very, very, it's a really good tool. However, in my mind, I don't want you to get too caught up in the numbers, but I want you to pick up on trends and analytics along the way that help you to continue through this journey. All right, let's move on to the next one. And the next one is, how long does it take to start earning on YouTube? This is a big question, because a lot of people kind of, they want to make money. I have nothing against money, but how long does it take? On average, it takes about 12 to 24 months. And that's with consistent posting. Now, once you do all those things I mentioned in the previous step, once you get an idea of that, if you're consistent, you can achieve that goal sooner, or even right within that 12 to 24 months. It's just, you gotta be honest with yourself. Like, if you want to make this a hobby, it can take longer. If you want to do this for fun, it may take longer than that. If you want to take it serious, it can be between 12, 24 months if you really lock in. And that's something you have to ask yourself. You have to say, all right, I'm making videos. Do I want to be serious? Do I want to really, do this, consistently and maybe ultimately become full-time, and that takes a while too. But once you say to yourself, and you got to speak this stuff into existence, like, let's be serious. You cannot achieve a goal if you don't know where you're going, or if you're thinking positive. In your mind, I know that I'm gonna get a little technical. In your mind, think about two factories, positive and negative. Positive and negative. Your brain doesn't function on any other way. If you tell yourself, you know what, I got like maybe 10 views on this video, I'm a kind of give up. That's negative. If you got like maybe 20 videos, you think to yourself, you know what, I got 10, 20 videos. I haven't spoke to 10, 20 people in one day. I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna show up for those guys and gals that said, you know what, I like your content. I gave you that click. You know what I'm saying? They gave you that door swing and they came into the business. Think about it like that, and you will achieve things much quicker. Trust me, being on this hill as a YouTube creator by yourself is hard. It is difficult. But trust me, Thinking positive will help you navigate it. You know, there's been some times where I wanted to kind of just quit, but then I said to myself, the people in the audience, the people in the comments, people that are watching, I don't want to let them down. That's my thing. I don't want to let them down. Let me open these windows because it's getting foggy. I don't want to let them down. If I stop, I let you down, and I don't want to do that. All right, let's move on to the next one. How do we make money? How do we make money beyond YouTube AdSense, right? Because once you get monetized after those 12 to 24 months, you got to say to yourself, you know, what can I do to make more money? Like that's the goal. We want to continue to grow, you know. I'm gonna tell you, you can make money through channel memberships, super chats, super thanks. You can make money, you know, linking your own personal websites to your brand, your merch, things that you create on the side. You want to, if you haven't already, create your own website. And that's a mistake I made. While you're not monetized, start to leverage things that you can create outside of YouTube AdSense to kind of share your brand, share your clothing line, share services that you offer. If you do hair, why don't you link that? If you drop sweatshirts, hoodies, hats, things like that, link that. Put that in the background so that way people can know about your brand, know about your store, know about what you offer, and then AdSense and all these other things, super chats, donations, all that stuff is like icing on the cake, right? It's afterwards. Let's move on to the next one, which is kind of part of this. Sponsorships and brand deals, those are going to come, right? If you got your AdSense, you got your website, you got your clothes, things that you offer, your hairstyling, whatever, your fitness training you offer, you know, that can come. You know, I want to tell you guys, they'll, you know, in a big tip here, you got to make sure in your description on your YouTube channel, I want you to stop right here and make sure you have a business email linked to your YouTube channel. Because how are brands going to find you? There are some services that YouTube offers that brands can find you, but if they can reach out to you directly via email, make sure you have an email. You know what I'm saying? Make sure it's in your description, because how they going to call you? How they going to find you? How they going to connect with you, right? Link your ways to connect. If it's your Instagram, or I just recommend an email at least, so that way they can find you and they can reach out to you when they want to collab or want to, you know, do things like brand deals, right? Self-explanatory. Now, the last one, this is the most important one, and I need you guys to feel me and lock in on this one. You have to be consistent with your upload cadence. I mean, like, and I'm not telling you to go crazy like me and post 200 videos in a year, but I mean, like, if you're going to post one video a week, that's 52 weeks, that's 52 videos. If you're going to post twice a week, so on and so forth, be consistent. You know, the people who watch your videos, they are going to be waiting for you. If you're not consistent, how are you going to grow? If you're consistent, you can achieve those watch hours. If you're consistent, you can achieve those subscribers. If you're consistent, you're going to grow so quickly, but you got to be real with yourself. You know, if you want to grow and you're serious, you gotta lock in and say to yourself, I'm going to do these for like maybe 12 months consistently. I'm going to do one video a week. Do that. Don't say you're going to do it and you don't, because you're only hurting yourself and you're neglecting your audience. Your tribe is out there. They want to watch your videos, but if you don't put the videos and you're not consistent and you don't, you know, put these things all in place, how are they going to stick around and find you? How are you going to get those watch hours? I know in the beginning, look at my old videos. Camera presence was hard. Consistency was hard. All these things, I'm still trying to figure this out. But if you don't build up a cadence and you're not consistent, how are you going to get better? It's not going to happen with the magic wand. It's not going to just be like, voila, you're consistent. Voila, you're, consistent. You're going to get those watch hours and those subscribers. I know I'm rambling, but please understand me. With these steps, you can get monetized on YouTube. Do me a favor. If you have any questions, drop them down in the description. In the comments down below. Let me know, what are some challenges, some opportunities? If you have questions, I would love to answer them. I'm here to support you guys. I'll share all my experiences with you. And as always, I answer every single comment. Do me a favor, drop a like on the video, subscribe. We are almost to 8,000 subscribers. Yo, we're almost there. Thank you so much, man. If it wasn't for y'all, I wouldn't be here today. Do me a favor once again, take care of yourselves, take care of each other. Peace.